Hello everyone, good day. We are now going to discuss about simple interest in general mathematics. Let's have first the definition of terms. Lender or creditor is the person or institution who invests the money or makes the funds available. Borrower or debtor, person or institution who owes the money or avails of the funds from the lender. Origin or loan date is the date on which the money is received by the borrower. Repayment date or maturity date, that is the date on which the money borrowed or loan is to be completely repaid. Time or term T is the amount of time in years. The money is borrowed or invested. Length of time between the origin and maturity dates. Principal P is the amount of money borrowed or invested on the origin date. Rate is the annual rate, usually in percent, charged by the lender or rate of increase of the investment. Interest, amount paid or earned for the use of money. Simple interest, interest that is computed on the principal and then added to it. Compound interest, interest that is computed on the principal and also on the accumulated past interests. Maturity value or future value F, that is amount after T years that the lender receives from the borrower on the maturity date. Converting percent to decimal. To convert a percent to decimal, drop the percent sign and move the decimal point 2 places to the left. A percent is the ratio of a number to 100. Dividing a number by 100 is the same as moving the decimal point 2 places to the left. For example, 3% is equal to 0.03. 14% is equal to 0.14. Simple interest is charged only on the loan amount called the principal. Simple interest is calculated by multiplying the principal by the rate of interest by the number of payment periods in a year. Let's have an example. Mariel invested 100,000 pesos to an account that pays a simple interest of 3% annually. Find the interest earned after 2 years. Year 1, interest is equal to 100,000 multiplied by 3% times 1 is equal to 3,000 pesos. By the year 2, interest is equal to 100,000 pesos multiplied by 3% times 1 is equal to 3,000 pesos. Mariel's investment total interest turns out 6,000 pesos after 2 years. Formula for simple interest. I is equal to P multiplied by R multiplied by T, where I is equal to interest, P is the principal, R is the rate of interest, and T is the time or term in years or fraction of a year. Let's derive formulas. For P, that is equal to I over RT. R or the rate is equal to I over PT. T or the time is equal to I over P multiplied by R. Formula for maturity value or amount or balance. F is equal to the principal plus the interest. F is equal to P plus PRT. So we all know that PRT is the interest. So we are now going to factor P. So that is F is equal to P multiplied by 1 plus RT. So F here is the maturity value, P is the principal, and I is the interest. Let's have a problem involved in simple interest. Elvan borrowed 120,000 pesos from his uncle. If Elvan agreed to pay an 8% annual interest rate, calculate the amount of interest he must pay if the loan period is A. 1 year, B. 9 months, and C. 18 months. For letter A, the P here or the principal is 120,000 pesos. The R is the rate, or it is equal to 8% or 0.08. The T is 1 year. I or the interest is principal multiplied by rate times time, which is equal to 120,000 pesos multiplied by 0.08 multiplied by 1 is equal to 9,600 pesos. For letter B, the principal is 120,000 pesos, the rate is 8% or 0.08, the time or T is 9 months or 9/12 year. Thus, I or the interest is PRT or principal times rate times time, which is equal to 120,000 pesos multiplied by 0.08 multiplied by 9/12, which is equal to 7,200 pesos. Letter C. The principal is 120,000 pesos. The rate is 8% or 0.08. The time is 18 months or 18/12 year. The interest is PRT, which is equal to 120,000 pesos multiplied by 0.08 multiplied by 18/12, or which is equal to 14,400 pesos. Next problem. A loan institution charges 12% simple interest for a 3-year 60,000 loan. Letter A. Find the total interest on the loan. And letter B. Find the total amount that must be paid to the loan institution at the end of 3 years. For letter A, what to find is the interest. So, interest is equal to principal multiplied by rate times time, which is equal to 60,000 pesos multiplied by 0.12 times 3, which is equal to 21,600 pesos. That is the total interest. Next is letter B. So what we are going to find is the total amount that must be paid at the end of 3 years. So that is F is equal to P times 1 plus RT. That is equal to 60,000 pesos multiplied by the bracket 1 plus 0.12 times the quantity 3. So that is equal to 81,600 pesos. So the total amount that must be paid to the loan institution at the end of 3 years is 81,600 pesos. Next problem. If 10,000 pesos is invested at 4.5% simple interest, how long will it take to grow to 11,800 pesos? So P or the principal here is 10,000 pesos. The rate is 4.5% or 0.045. The future value or the maturity value is 11,800 pesos. So what we are going to find is the time. F is equal to P times 1 plus RT. So 11,800 pesos is equal to 10,000 pesos multiplied by 1 plus 0.045 T. Then 11,800 is equal to 10,000 plus 450 T by distributive property. Next, we're going to subtract both sides by 10,000 pesos, or we're going to transfer 10,000 pesos to the left side. So that becomes 11,800 pesos minus 10,000 pesos is equal to 450 T. So that becomes 1,800 pesos is equal to 450 T. Then by commutative property, that becomes 450 T is equal to 1,800. Then divide both sides by 450. So 450 T is over 450 is equal to 1,800 pesos divided by 450. So T there is 4. So the answer is 4 years. Thank you very much for watching and listening. Subscribe for more content.